Good morning. So I'm doing something really simple today for lunch. My husband and I decided several months ago that we would have a larger lunch and then really not eat supper. We're prone to do like luppers, if you know what that means, kind of combination between lunch and supper. But it works out best for his schedule, and it really makes it nice in the summertime because we get to go and enjoy those long evenings doing yard work or just walking or just doing whatever we want to do. And neither one of us likes to eat much like at night anyway. So anyway, at lunch today we're having a combination light lunch that is one of our favorites, and it's really so simple. I don't really have a recipe for it, and you're going to make yours however it floats your boat. So what we're doing is a tuna salad and stuffed tomato. I have all kinds of tomatoes coming out of my garden right now, and so I'm going to take advantage of those. We can't afford to eat too many bacon, lettuce, and tomatoes, although that's our favorite. But we will enjoy those while we can, and then we'll make up for it later on. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a large can of tuna, and I really stocked up on shelf-stable foods back in March and April, tuna being one of those, salmon. I didn't do chicken. We're not fans of canned chicken, but if you are, I mean, you should have that in your pantries. But we keep tuna on hand all the time because it's such a good, healthy thing for you to do. I get tuna in water, and then when I open it, I drain it well, and then I turn it upside down on several layers of paper towels and let it drain even more. So it's nice and dry and fluffy by the time I get ready to use it in my tuna salad. Now, like I said, tuna salad is kind of a personal thing. Some of the things I put in mine you may not care for, and that's okay. Just do whatever you like to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add in our hard-boiled eggs. Do you use an Instant Pot to cook your hard-boiled eggs now? It's so simple, and I would have never thought that I would just go from a traditional way of cooking them to that. But it takes 5 minutes to cook them on high pressure, pressure cooking rather. 5 minutes of natural release, and then 5 minutes in an ice water bath. And when you take them out and you crack those shells, crack them all the way around, and then start to peel them, those eggs are going to come out perfect every time. And the density of the yolk is like we like as well. If you like them a little bit softer, you can cook them a little bit less. Anyway, that's my advertisement for Instant Pot, and they're not paying me either, by the way. Anyway, so I like to grate my hard-boiled eggs with a microplane. This is a larger whole one. Use whatever you have. My husband doesn't really like eggs so much, and so I try to hide them. And so I just grate that into my tuna salad, and it grates it up real fine. And any big pieces that escape, you just pick those up and mash them through there. It'll work fine. And so if you want to take out the yolks, you can. If you want to leave them in, that's up to you. Because this is a large can of tuna, I'm going to leave both of the yolks in this time. Whereas if it were a smaller can, I would probably take the yolk out of one of them, just because that's an added fat. Eggs are excellent protein for you, and it's protein that keeps you full. And so in the summertime, we want cool to be cool and full. Don't want a combination of those two words. Anyway. So I'm going to grate that up and get that all ground up in there. I don't stir anything just yet because I don't want everything to get all mashed up. And while I'm doing this, if you have recommendations on how you like to fix your tuna salad, I'd love to know. We all have our different ideas, and that primarily is what we grew up with, I guess. We grew up with a lot of tuna salad, and by the way, I love fresh tuna. I just wish we could get it here. One of the things my mom always did, and her tuna salad, and I don't know how she got started doing that, was she added English peas. Now, she added those little canned English peas, that you can find, the petite baby ones. But I always have frozen English peas available in my freezer. I buy them and just throw them in the freezer in the bags that they come in, and then they're available. And when I get ready to use them, I just run some water over them, let them drain a little bit, and I don't bother to cook them. I use them like this in my pasta dishes a lot and lots of different things. But anyway, I have them in my freezer and they're readily available. And that's about a half of a cup. You can put in as many as you want. This is a salad to suit yourself. And if you're going, ooh, English peas in my tuna salad, I just tell you, try it one time and you'll be addicted. So another thing I like to do is I like to add celery. And so I have one stalk of celery here, and I'm going to chop it up fairly finely. I try to use what's on hand. And so if I don't have celery on hand, or I don't have a good celery on hand, I just leave it out. But I think it's important that right now, especially, that we do use up what's in our pantries and what's in our refrigerators. All right, so we have that one stalk of celery. If you want more than that, put more than that in there. If you don't want it, leave it out. And so I also have one carrot. Now, this is not a carrot from our garden. If it had been a carrot from our garden, I would have just washed it and left the skin, the peeling on. But this one came out of the market, and so I did peel it. Our garden is organic, and so I don't feel the need to get rid of those skins. And there's so many nutrients, in the skin of things that I like to leave those on whenever I can. And stuff I bring home from the grocery, a lot of times I will use a vegetable wash on. My husband has an allergy to some of those preservative things that they put on apples and other fruits and vegetables. All right, so that's one carrot. Not a fan of carrots? Leave them out. I just think it makes a really pretty salad. And remember, this is not a sandwich. This is a salad. And so if it were a sandwich, I wouldn't be putting in the celery probably, or the carrots. But I like for it to be substantial when I make it. And look at that. It's already looking really pretty, isn't it? And we like dill relish in ours. Now, how much you put in there, that's up to you. I just do it until I think that looks like we like. So there's a couple of big spoonfuls, probably 3 tablespoons full, I guess. I'm going to mix that in gently. And that gives that little tart taste to it. I used to use kosher dill pickles all the time and cut those up. But then I discovered this pickle relish, and we love it. I use that in my ham salad all the time, too. And look at this. This is going to make a lot of tuna salad. All right. The next thing I do is I do add mayonnaise. If you don't like mayonnaise, if you're just not a fan, you need some kind of binding in here, probably. So I would use probably some Greek yogurt that's been drained and it's thickened up, or even some sour cream, and that might work for you if you're just not a fan of mayonnaise. This is Duke's mayonnaise. This is what I swear by. If I cannot find the Duke's, I do use Hellmann's, but this is my preference. And, I think that's a southern thing. I'm not sure. I don't like a whole lot of mayonnaise in there. I'm funny. I like mayonnaise in certain things, and I just don't want it on anything else. I don't want it on my cheeseburgers, for example. All right, so there's one big spoonful. Probably going to take 2 for us. If you're a big mayonnaise person, put more in there. But I do it until I think the consistency is right. So you will too. But like I said, I don't like for it to be just all you taste is mayonnaise when you mix it up. So it's going to be another hot one today. So that's why I'm making up this cool salad for our lunch today. We'll enjoy this. We eat out on the porch a lot in the summertime. And even as hot as it is, there's always a nice breeze coming through on our porch. We've been in this house now, since 1995, I think, December of 1995. And it was built by our good friend at that time, Larry Black, who was the architect on the house. And he called me the queen of the sticky notes. And I'll tell you why. Because whenever I would come through, after I would work all day teaching, I would come through the house and see what they had done for the day. And I had my sticky notes with me. And anywhere I spotted something that I wanted them to pay attention to or do over or whatever, I stuck a sticky note up. And I know those contractors, the builders, just shook their heads when they came through. Anyway, that's what they called me, queen of the sticky notes, and that's okay with me. I told Larry it didn't matter, just pay attention to my sticky notes. Larry's been deceased now for quite some time. He died of ALS, and we're sad to lose him, but we have our dear friend Elaine, who was his wife, who we still stay in contact with. She's one of my prayer partners. Anyway, so all right, we have carrots, we have peas, we have celery, We have the dill relish in here and the mayonnaise in here. And what we're going to do next is we're going to take one of those big tomatoes and I'm going to core it. Now, core it means you're going to take that hard center out of it. This is a Cherokee purple tomato. It's one of my heirloom tomatoes. That's all I grow in the garden. I started years ago growing heirloom tomatoes, long before you could ever find the the seedlings in the grocery store. They never heard of them. Not grocery store, but the garden center. And I'm sure some people had heard of them. But I always had to order my seeds, and I ordered them out of this place in California. There are a couple of places now that I order seeds from. I always start my tomatoes from seed. All right, so we've cored it. We've taken out that hard core. And next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice this, but not all the way through, so that it petals out. And it just makes a really pretty presentation. Plus you've got all that good tomato in there to eat with your tuna salad. And it makes it a little bit more than just a sandwich. Nothing wrong with a sandwich. We eat lots of them. But if I'm wanting to cut out a few of the calories, I can cut out that bread, and that helps a lot. All right, so I'm going to fan this out. And I have a plate right here that has arugula, and it also has endive or endive, however you want to say it, from our garden. If you don't have that, use whatever lettuce you might have on hand. Right in the center, I'm going to take that tomato and I'm going to spread it out so that it fans out like this. Now, I don't take the center out. I know a lot of people might do that, but why waste that center? That's a good bite or two of tomato. So, all right, got it all out. I'm going to get my ice cream scoop, which I forgot to get out. I use ice cream scoops for everything. I don't make a cookie that I don't use an ice cream scoop. Not this one, but I have two others, two smaller ones that I use. One's about a tablespoon and a half, and one's a little over a teaspoon. But anyway, I use this, and I'm going to take that tuna salad, and I'm going to mound it in the center. It just makes it easier. This is what I use when I'm making muffins or anything like that requires, some equal portions. All right, so 2 scoops is plenty. I'm going to have tuna salad left over, which that's fine. We'll snack on it later. All right, so I've got that. And another thing I like to do, and y'all might not have this on hand, and if you don't, that's fine too. But this is also one of the pantry staples that I keep on hand. I order dried celery, dried bell peppers, dried onions, dried corn, and of course dried beans, that kind of thing. And I always have those on hand. And it's amazing how useful they are. If I did this several years ago when, I have dried fruits too. I was making up some things and I needed some dried fruits, so I ordered those, and I thought, well, I'm going to try some of these other things. And just kept ordering them, like them. This is dried corn. I absolutely love this stuff. I use it in all kinds of salads. I use it just to snack on. It's really sweet, honestly. So I'm going to take some dried corn, and I'm just going to garnish this a little bit over that. And it adds another little dimension of taste to it right there. You don't have to, or even if you have fresh corn, you could grate a few kernels of fresh corn over here. You might even char it just to have a little extra dimension of flavor. And that is our lunch for today. I'll add some crackers on the side. We may or may not eat those. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But that's our lunch today, and it's a tuna salad stuffed tomato. And I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you have a nice, cool day. And I'm going to ask that you pray for our country. That certainly we are in a time of need right now, and whatever your beliefs and whatever political party you might be affiliated with, if any, or whatever belief you have regarding the virus, we still need to pray. We need to pray that our country comes together. We need to pray that God does away with this virus, that He keeps us all healthy. And that's what I pray for you today. I hope that you stay healthy and that you enjoy your day and that you enjoy having a meal with your family, because I think that's very, very important. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.